It's so funny nowadays how wanting to vet a woman to make sure that you know if she is who she says she is, all of a sudden is a problem for most of the time. That's how you know you're dealing with a sneaky woman. Sneaky women's psychology is, and the key to being unbothered by sneaky women is to understand their psychology. Because you might meet a woman who has not integrated her animus or even her shadow at all. And these types of women will easily project onto you certain things and really try to guilt trip you into doing things or being a certain way or living a certain way. They're really happy to be involved with you, especially if you're a man with a full sack. And they're really happy to be involved with you until you test. And it's not testing just to test them. It's like, no, this is a litmus test. You know, who exactly are you? You know, it's like you have to experience being in different types of environments with people to really see the full scope of who they are, right? Like Aristotle talks about 3 different kinds of friendships. And I would say that the same types of friendships for Aristotle would apply in romantic quarrels or relationships in general. So Aristotle's 3 relationships for friends is the friendship of pleasure, utility / business, and then virtue. Now, very rarely are you going to have a relationship of virtue with someone of the same gender as you and the same sex. Even more rare is allegedly going to be the virtue of that in a relationship with someone of the opposite gender. So how do we reconcile this? What do we do about it? Well, there's not really too much to do. The only thing that you can do is to better recognize sneaky women when they're being sneaky. And something that I've found to be most useful for myself is I show the woman that I want her in a way that demonstrates that I have standards, but I still desire her sexually. And I don't do this very often, of course, because I have seen this time and time again where being like an alchemist, right? Myself, like I'm an alchemist / shaman / practitioner of godliness / inductor into godlike mastery and regal qualities of life for my students in the academy. I don't even think about them as students. You know, they're just like, I don't see them as like, I don't see myself as a teacher. And when I say my students, I really mean just people who are partaking in the education, because I'm the education, not the educator. So it's the same thing with my godlike mastery offer, right? So these people that I am how do I say this properly? I'm being the education for, I'm being a role for them to reflect back to them certain qualities of their own life that they can possibly envelop more inside themselves. I do the same type of thing with women. I educate women in a certain type of way while I'm communicating with them. Not because I'm educating them to be the educator, but because I want to see and I want to know if you really are a woman who you say you are. And the godly bad boy is going to be the one that makes women feel safest. Okay, because he's not judging, but he's very discerning and he's capable of aggression when he needs to. Now, this is not to say that you should be aggressive, because the older that I get, and I'm only 29, but the older that I get and the more I integrate myself into myself, I see that the proclivity that I have to be more gentle with people is increasing, because I can simply be gentle because I know I'm capable of the edge, and I have certain modalities in my life, like going to the gym or playing racquetball. Like, I have competitive outlets in which I can channel that certain type of form of like the warrior archetype, so I don't get hung up on, you know, only expressing certain types of archetypes. There's a holistic quality that's always happening for me. But there's going to be, I don't really have the preference, but it's like the vessel that I am for the soul of existence is yearning to have this certain type of expression more often than not. So when it comes to sneaky women, then what I have found to be the most useful, let's say, is simply seeing how they respond to questions. And you ask them certain questions, and then you tell them what you want from them. You just be straightforward. The best way that I've seen to deal with women is to just, especially sneaky women, is to just be straightforward, because they'll either run away or they'll reveal their cards and try to gaslight you into existence. Like, they'll try to put you in the oblivion of gaslighting. They'll try to put you in a jail cell in the Pink Palace, and you're like, nope, no thank you, woman. I have been to the jail cell in the Pink Palace, and I don't ever plan to go back. It was a fun time, except it wasn't a fun time. It was only perceived to be a fun time because you were so hot that I thought with my head down there and not with my head up here. Instead of being the regal alchemist with a full sack, I was a depleted coomer. And I never plan to go back to being a depleted coomer, woman. So this is the type of energy that you can bring to the table with women. And women will respond. Like, I've had a lot of women reach out to me on Instagram and X, and it's just a headache, man. It's just a freaking headache. Like, just thinking about it, it makes you tired. Because it's the games, man, the games. It's like, okay, what do you want? Like, I just ask women that straight up now. I don't even try to like play it cool or anything. I just say, what do you want? What do you want? And then if she says what she wants clearly and all that, I'll tell her. Like, if she, I'll ask her. I don't even really ask her. I say, all right, send me a picture of you. Send me a picture of you. I want to see you in a picture. Well, haven't you looked at my profile? Yeah, but I want to make sure you are who you say you are. That's what I want to do. And so you can tell by the way that they respond how this is going to play out. Because depending on how they respond is going to be... What is with fucking people, man? I made a video before this, and I had multiple people like, we have all this space. We have all this space, and they just like come up right there. Then there's somebody right there. Crazy stuff. I mean, maybe it's just because they want to hear what I have to say. Maybe it's just that sovereign signal, right? It's the sovereign signal that is just emanating. But anyway, as I was saying, I will just tell them straight up, I want to see a picture of them, because this is a litmus test. Number one, I'm going to see, and I don't do this like out of strategy, but kind of out of strategy. Number one, is she going to comply to me? Not because I want her to comply, but because I want to see how she responds and why she responds the way that she does. Okay? If she sends me a picture, but it's kind of like, just haphazardly taken or whatever, okay, she's not that interested, but she's complying. And I really don't like to say that. How do I say this better or appropriately? Because it's not about complying, really. It's just about, is she cooperative? Let's say that. Is she cooperative? So is she being cooperative? And if she's being cooperative, then that's fine. But then if it's a photo that she took the time to do, I'm like, did you take this recently? Did you take this recently, or did you not? Because when women reach out to you, they are either super fun and just chill, or they're trying to get something from you. That's what's been my experience. And so just be honest about what you want, and tell her if she sends you a pic and she's being cooperative, just be, you know, don't tell her she's looking good. Like, show her she's looking good, right? Show her through your words. Don't just tell her that. And that's a fine line, because sometimes the women will just get high off of the attention, and then when you say like, okay, well, let's go for a walk or go for coffee or whatever the case is. I don't go on like dates personally. I don't do dates, and the reason is because of sneaky women. I just have seen too much of this to want to participate in anything otherwise. I don't do dates until I'm like, my internal standard is this: I will not date a woman officially. I will not go out with you officially until I know that you're worth taking it out. And I know that sounds like, because for some people it's like, well, you're the man, you should pay for the date. It's like, yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. As a man, you should pay for the date. That's part of that's part of your role in this soul of existence. That's part of your role in the dance of relationships. But here's the thing. Women have become so entitled, generally, that you have to be very mindful of how you interact with them. So mindful, in fact, that the women can play on who you are. Like, women, I've had women like watch my videos, and then they try to be someone who they think that I would like. Okay, do you see what I'm saying? So depending on how much they know about you, because women can stalk you. Sneaky women, this is an example of a sneaky woman. Sneaky women don't have to be in relationships. They can just be kind of stalkerish. And you'll have to be mindful of this, because it's kind of flattering at first. If you've never experienced it, you're like, wow, okay. Like, wow, this has never happened to me before. Wow, this is actually, wow, okay. You know, this is kind of nice. Kind of nice somebody wants to see me this way. And then it gets psychotic. and then you start seeing her at the exact places you go to at the exact same time, and she exactly accidentally bumps into you, and you're just like, okay, I'm very flattered, lady, and you seem relatively attractive, but I don't think we're compatible. And then she doesn't stop, and then you start to document how things are happening, and then you might have to call the cops, but you don't have to get to that if you don't need to. Ultimately, the point here is that you just want to have discernment. Just be spiritually discerning. Just be aware that these kinds of women exist, and that these kinds of sneaky women will do anything to get with you if they see you as the man that they want to be with. Oh man, this is kind of nice. Okay, so yeah, I mean, they will do whatever to try to influence you into believing that they are a certain type of women, or woman rather. But psychologically, these women are usually dealing with some type of form of cluster B personality type disorder, such as narcissism or BPD, borderline personality disorder, or even histrionic. Okay, histrionic, I've only met one histrionic that I know for sure is like a histrionic. Now, I don't know if she was diagnosed, but I know enough about it to feel as though I know it when I see it. Okay, same type of thing with narcissism, the same type of thing with BPD, right? Because here's the thing that's kind of scary as well, but it's kind of flattering again too, is that the woman who is kind of avoidant and the woman who is kind of BPD, not even she will be able to avoid you when you have a full sack. Like, she just won't. And she's going to hate that. And so she's going to accidentally play games. See, this is another thing about sneaky women. Sometimes sneaky women play games with you because they just want attention. But other times they play games with you because they are not mature enough to know how to maneuver through a relationship. If you're a man who has himself, you have a full sack, you are complete with yourself, and you're not participating in these fornications or adulterous behaviors or etc. Like, there truly is something to behold when it comes to the purity of attracting certain types of women, because any type of impurity is going to attract parasites, and that goes for women, that goes for men, that goes for whoever it is in business, whatever it is. So the more pure you are, and this more essence of purity about themselves, like, and pure doesn't mean like speaking a certain way. Like, if you think that you can't be pure and say the word fuck at the same time, then you can fuck off, okay? That's not what this is about. See, that was pure right there. That was pure spirit right there. Because I'm not trying to be anybody. It's the same type of thing with sneaky women. Don't try to be somebody for these women. Just be honest. Just be authentic. And you'll discern who is who really quickly and really easily down the line. But anyways, guys. Oh, yeah. That sun is nice. I'm going to get some more work done and upload these videos and call it for today. As far as the business side of things goes, I've got some more work to do with my Godlike Mastery clients this evening, and then I've got to plan out some projects for this evening as well, because I'm working on a few things for the Academy, and I am making certain upgrades to the Godlike Mastery offer that I have. So I'm in the process of maneuvering a lot of different things, but everything is really good, moving forward in a righteous direction. So with all that being said, I hope that this message was useful and insightful for you, and I hope everybody stays blessed. Peace be with you. Until next time.